Last time on MakeShift, we built up a brand new retaining wall that leads from the train yard up to the Monarch facility. And then we took it on over to our new skyscraper where we built up some new farms for sand and gravel. And in this episode, we built up a new way to obtain phantom membrane and use those to make some invisible train track. After that, we're going to utilize the platforms on top of our new retaining wall. We need to install some AVs and we're going to need to make them fly. Hey y'all, welcome back to Vi Plays Create. On the MakeShift SMP, I'm coming at you from the Monarch facility, where I've just installed some new lift elevators, going from our AV landing pads down to the main parking lot. In between every other platform, we have brand new lifts. So if somebody was hauling cargo in the AVs, they could get it up and down without having to walk it up some stairs. And I've spent an obscene amount of time in creative mode. Obviously, I had to get the AVs worked out for how they're actually going to look, but the function. I also wanted these to function. In the Cyberpunk world, AV stands for Aerodyne Vehicle. And the Cyberpunk wiki explicitly states they are vehicles that take off vertically. And I have tried so many different methods to attempt to get these AVs to take off vertically. And I'm not completely calling it quits, but I'm out here spinning my wheels. So I think I'm going to switch gears because these AVs won't fly themselves. To get these AVs looking like they're going to fly, we're going to need something specific. And this something is rather expensive. Because despite what you think, I'm not actually going to get these vehicles flying through the air. I don't have Create Aeronautics installed. I tried it. It didn't work with the mod pack. It's fine. So instead, we're going to set these things up on some invisible train tracks. We call them phantom rails. From the Steam and Rails mod, we get added these phantom train tracks, which are completely invisible whenever you're not holding a phantom track in your hand. And that should allow us to make these look like they're flying pretty easily. They are very expensive though. One phantom membrane per one train track. And I don't know what the original track cost requirement was for that recipe. We had to actually add that recipe ourselves. But that means I'm going to need hundreds, thousands of phantom membrane. And phantom membrane is hard to come by. Fortunately, in our mod pack, we have some other recipes that might help with that. In order to make phantom membrane, I can actually haunt feathers because we've added Stamio's tweaks, or I can bulk end leather by blowing air through a dragon head. Or, I have an ending catalyst actually. It makes my setup look a little bit more clean this way. And in between episodes, I got a bunch of these cluckers. These guys are so annoying. I just trapped a bunch of them in here so I could actually collect up a ton of eggs. And since my base is chunk loaded, this thing runs all the time. And a few shulker boxes of eggs might help us put a little bit of a dent in this issue, but I know in the long run, I'm going to need a lot, like a lot of phantom membrane. So I think feathers might be a little bit of a temporary solution, but I think in the long term, we're going to need a leather farm. But if I have to listen to those clucks anymore, I'm going to drive myself completely insane. So we're going to go set up a better egg farm, maybe up away from my workstation, like further away. But first, over here in Bay 5, let's set up the automation to actually make the rails. By giving that the address vi Bay 5 PH track, I can send all of my rails to here whenever I want to turn them into phantom rails. The last thing we need to do is to make sure this guy has a stock of phantom membrane. And that can be done easily enough with a smart chute, packager, hopper, item vault, and a smart chute here. I can then grab a package filter and name this vi Bay 5 PH track supply. I can then throw that into this smart chute, unlock both of these, and I can start requesting phantom membrane be stocked inside this deployer by attuning a restocker gauge to the network and placing it on this packager. And I can request that to 1 stack. That way there will be always at least a stack of items inside the smart hopper, as well as in the actual inventory of the deployer. I should get one sent over here soon. I don't have that many in the system, but the 39 that are in there, yep. Now we can fly on over to my board of factory gauges. I can throw 1 factory gauge down to measure feathers, and 1 factory gauge to measure phantom membrane. And whenever I want to create more phantom membrane, I can actually directly haunt this by sending a stack of this to vi Bay 2 haunt. And then I can say that I want a stock of like a stack of this at a time. Now, I really don't have that many feathers in my system, so this is going to be a bit of an issue, but it should immediately send some phantom membrane over to get haunted. That was it, packaging, and a bada bing. Ba, 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 ba. Amazing. Also, our network has been incredibly stable since I set this up, and so I'm thinking it's probably about time I go ahead and disconnect this entirely. It's not even really running my system anymore. The only thing that these steam engines are running are a few pipes to get the lava over to here, which is not necessary anymore if I don't have the steam engines here. Oh, I should probably also mention that I set these up as a way to make mud in the last episode. Or actually, I guess it was the episode before last. I just totally forgot to show it off. I made this to make mud so that I can make the packed mud, but these are essentially just a bunch of basins sitting on top of water sources and having that water pumped in right below. And I got all the mud here by setting up a factory gauge and then having it output to this address. There is still the wet mixer on this side, but I was requesting thousands and thousands of items, so it made more sense to have it divided up into a bunch of them. And I think I'll leave this one here permanently. There's potentially a little bit of room between the wet mixers and the casing creators over here, but I'll leave that till later on. We're actually kind of starting to fill out this area. It's kind of cool. But now, egg farm time. I don't think I'm going to reinvent the wheel here or do anything super crazy. Ooh, actually, I do want to make sure we're reducing collision as much as possible. Oh, and also we have this create farming in something. What's this called? Yeah, integrated farming. And I tried to use these. Super slow. Super annoying to use. I'm aware it could be less laggy. Don't care. Don't care. This is a temporary solution anyway, but first things first, we need to get an output to the actual main storage system set up here, as well as a universal input like I have over in that module there. I have the items go on a cart contraption over to that portable storage interface right there, set on the belt, and then it goes all the way around the bay. And that's how we're addressing these packages. But I'm gonna need one of those here. Whoosh. And just like that, we have some brand new bays with some universal inputs on both of them and some universal outputs as well. I actually installed these just down below here. Essentially, we just send the items from the bus line down a chute and into the inputs down below. A little bit easier than expanding the minecart contraption. I did also go ahead and add this bus line for bay 6 and that portable storage interface there so that we can add a universal input for bay 6 as well. No idea what I'm going to put in there, but yeah, for now, I want the eggs and the chickens to be as far from me as possible. So first things first, we're going to need some deployers, or probably dispensers actually. I need a way to sort the baby mobs from the adults. In a normal vanilla chicken farm, you just have them stand on the slab, and then like once their head clips into the cauldron, they burn from the lava that's in the cauldron, right? But for me, I want to have like looting drops, so I need them to be killed by a deployer. So once I dispense the eggs into a chamber, how do I then make sure they're adults before they die? All right, so I'm thinking we funnel the eggs to these two dispensers. The dispensers shoot the eggs out, and then they stand inside this little chamber, and they stand on top of this little slab here. And I'm thinking the baby chicks should be small enough that they won't get hit by these deployers, which are activating above. And I can make these guys hit, and I can do the same on this side. And if I just give those 4 looting swords with mending on them, I think that should work. And that would be where I would actually have the chickens laying the eggs. All right, now I want to do a little bit of a test run here. I'm going to load this up with a bunch of eggs. I'm a little bit worried these guys might hit the baby chickens when they're on the top, but let's just turn this on really quick and I want to see how this works. Oh yeah, it's definitely killing the baby chicks. So if instead of doing that, what if I'll swap the dispensers to down here, and if we dispense them from there, will they still sit on top of the slab, or will they clip into the slab? Oh, and that knocks them up into the air, which kills them. They do sit on top of the slab though, which is not a bad thing. And if I just have something that blocks them from going up too high until they grow, maybe that would help? What if I just block it up with regular blocks? They shouldn't be able to get hit by the deployers until they're like fully grown. Even if they get hit by the eggs, they can't pop up and then like get hit by the deployers. They'll only get hit by the deployers hopefully once they're adults. Now we just gotta wait 20 minutes to confirm that. Oh well, in the meantime, I can go ahead and set up the chamber up here that will actually be our like source of eggs. Ooh, is it breaking that block? It did break that block. Okay, so we might have to alter this setup a little bit. I think what I want to do is I want to sort these using water, potentially. I'm thinking if they grow up and they are adults, they would grow up into a trapdoor. And if I waterlog this, they should float up above that trapdoor. And if I raise the deployers by 1, then they should just attack them once they float to the top of the water. I think that actually should work. All right, now there's nothing to break, and that should work. Let's, yeah. Now, I should be able to go ahead and throw these on top of here, grab a timer, and power both of these. And that should fill this entire chamber up with eggs. Oh! It's happening! Okay, so they're all growing up, which is good. I just need to get the items out of these guys. And that should be easy enough if I just go ahead and smart shoot them. And we got about a half a stack of feathers from that. Not bad. But you know, I guess this also means that I don't need the hoppers down here, do I? And I could also skip doing another belt line there if I just do some smart hoppers. Or better yet. Now I just need to get some swords for these guys, and those guys need to grow up, and we should be good to go. And from my End City raids a while back, I do have a few swords in here. And you know what? I never checked. Is there like more mob drops from killing things with these? Because I know there is with like hoglins and like pigs maybe. It can guarantee secondary drops from animals. Interesting. I might just make up some of these knives. Like I don't know what the secondary drop from a chicken might be, but I mean I might as well. So back over here at my enchanting setup, I should be able to just toss a couple of these into this guy and get some like looting 4 enchantments. And I should have a master weapon book. Yeah. Looting 4. And it has like all the stuff on it, but like, who cares? Who cares? I can grab a few extra books from this guy. Throw that into here and should get 4 back. And I really don't care what else this thing has on it. Like, I mean, I guess I could disenchant these, but like, what's the point? Now they all have sharpness 6 and looting and mending, which is the thing that I think that is important for these to have. And this area should have been chunk loaded whenever I was over there. I also edited up some clips as well, so these guys should be fully grown. We got eggs up there. They're not going in. Why are we not picking up the eggs? Oh, because these are full. Because this hasn't been on, of course. Well, this thing should have been running, but, oh well. Also, I went ahead and muffled the sounds of the chickens, but I can also do dispenser. And that should make this area a whole lot quieter. Yeah, this should work pretty nicely. If I give that to the deployer, I should be able to do this, and it won't go through the chute, even though there's no filter on that chute. And I guess I also need to muffle the empty dispenser sound. Now, you get a knife. You get a knife. Now. We should have like an actual feather farm going. Oh well, I guess it's time for me to stand here and make sure these guys don't die before they need to die. We've started killing chickens. There we go. There we go. Yeah, it's working. Okay, so I just spent a few minutes trying to figure out why this recipe is not working. I have phantom membrane in the deployer right here and the rail right here. And I was just referencing back this recipe that we added on the server, and Is it backward? I think the recipe is backward. It's backward. Okay, well, I can make phantom rail. I gotta swap around the stuff that we have over there in our Bay 5 over there. Goofy. Oh my god. It's working. It was just backward the whole time. Alright, well, I'll swap that back around once we get the recipe fixed. And I've been AFK for about an hour, and just checking back in how much... Okay, we still got phantom membrane in the system. We got 1.5k phantom track, which is good. How much we got in feathers? Wonderful, so we're kind of keeping up. Now, I've heard that technically, the mobs that are in like the airstream of a fan, it disables their AI, so I kind of wonder if, for TPS purposes, if I can like do like a fan up above these guys blowing downward into the chutes. I kind of wonder if that would work. I mean, I don't see why it wouldn't. So yeah, I kind of wonder if that's going to help us with TPS, because it'll blow through these, and these guys still don't have collision, but it should disable their AI, so they like at least cause less lag. And I kind of wonder if I could do something similar for these guys. Like if I had the air blowing upward from the bottom. Okay, that should blow them upward. That might disable their AI. I mean, that'll keep them floating upward. They'll still clip into the top once they... Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It might help. Doesn't really help with the frame rate because of the collision thing, but I don't know, it might help with TPS. And it all seems to function still, so wonderful. And finally now, with a healthy amount of phantom rail in my possession, we can actually get started on the AVs. I've got a schematic here in my possession, and I'm going to get this schematic into the world. And now for the integrated door mechanics. Oh, that's backward. Hold on. And now for the integrated door mechanics. Hey, there we go. And just like that, we have a row of new AVs all parked all along our thing here. And I can add in more later on. Like, there's no real limit to how many of these I can print out. But just for now, so this place looks a little bit populated with some of these vehicles, I went ahead and threw in that many. Now comes the arduous task of laying out phantom rails midair. This is gonna be, because like, I have to be able to place it against a block. And for this, I think I have a solution. Inside my system here, I should have, yes, a bubble blower. And this thing comes from supplementaries, and this allows you to actually, like if you hold it, you can blow bubbles, but you have to have soap first. You have to charge it up with soap. And for that, I'm going to need pork chop, and I'm pretty sure I don't have any pork chop. Yep, I have none in my system. So maybe I should have done a hoglin farm. That would have been 2 birds, 1 stone type of thing. If I go ahead and give another one of those books to another knife, give you a little extra experience, and grab out a stasis book, which I think I got from an end city. I don't remember where I got that originally. I now have a knife that I can choppy guys with. I don't know if these would need like efficiency, but I should be able to use like the master tool book and then a stasis book. So now I can enchant this bubble blower. I should be able to give this to the normal guy. He can enchant that with stasis. And I didn't even check what else can be applied to this. Is it just stasis? Stasis and curse of vanishing. Okay, so there is no reason to put okay. So I have an extra tool book now. Whatever, it's fine. But yeah, I can now take soap, put it on this guy. Oh, and the recipe for soap is actually, it's ash blocks, water, and raw pork chop. I should be able to grab a bunch of ash, and we're gonna fly out into the world and just murder a bunch of pigs. Or I could go to the nether. I mean, I could just go manually hand choppy some hoglins. That could work. Wow, there's really no hoglins spawning. This is brutal. Okay, that might just have to do for now. The hoglins are just not spawning. It's kind of crazy. Oh, I say that. All right, 34 should definitely hold us. And I can make my life a little bit easier with one of these crafting blueprints. See, if I grab... Oh, I didn't know you could put these on the floor. This is actually very convenient. If I grab a ton of water from this infinite water source here, and then I set one of these to craft soap, I should be able to just like, I think if I shift right click, I can make a stack of those all in one go. Oh yeah. Crafting blueprints on the move. And now I have a stack of soap. Let me just do nice. And I'm going to leave this here for now, along with some of these raw pork chop and all of that. But what I can do is I can put this and I think this in a crafting grid. Yeah, now I get 200 uses from the bubble blower. Now, if this didn't have stasis, I would just stand there and like blow bubbles. But since I have stasis, I can do this. It's a floating block that I can place in the air. It's incredible. And so armed with this bubble blower and a quadricopter, so that I kind of sort of have creative flight, it's time to run a bunch of phantom track. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't think this phantom track laying session is gonna be like visible in a replay, so I'm probably just gonna do it, and I'll bring you back whenever I'm done. But maybe we do like one quick little showcase of how this actually is gonna work. Grab out some of these, and with the easy shulkers mod, this is made even easier because I don't have to land and like place down my shulker. But yeah, if I go like over to there, I'm like, oh yeah, whatever will I do? I'll place it here. And then if I go like this, the slope's too steep. Just kidding. Aha! Oh. I do accidentally get out whenever I try to place these in the air like that, because I have to hold R to maximize the... Oops. But then I can just pop these and they go away. Oh, I've used so many uses just to place that one down. That's crazy. Either way, that's the method. I'm gonna work this out. Okay, it's been like a day since I started laying track, and I wanted to come back in here really quick to just show you. I've got 27,000 feathers and 25,000 raw chicken. I need to go turn off that farm. I'm gonna need a leather farm. I'm gonna need a leather farm. This farm is temporary. I'm so full of it. Lads and ladies, please stop producing chicken. And I'm fine if a bunch of eggs just sit up there and despawn. I'm totally cool with that. I spend one day offline, and geez. And ladies and gentlemen, we have Phantom Rail. And I tried to do a replay of this, but it was literally just me flying around blowing bubbles. So it doesn't render if I'm not holding the Phantom track. So it's like, yeah, it doesn't really matter. Essentially, I ran a rail that goes all the way around the facility in nice, big, sweeping curves. And it gets some like nice elevation changes here and there, all the way over to here, where we swoop down over the train yard, and then we kind of start docking in some of these platforms. And I think this might actually have to change a little bit, especially if I plan to actually use this platform here. All of the entrances onto the same loop, they kind of go right through here, except for this first lane, which kind of takes off straight forward and then hooks to the right. And then I thought, you know what? I might as well go ahead and run some around where the city is going to be. So I did a nice large loop along here as well. And one of the struggles that you have with Phantom Rail, especially if you're running it in the sky like this to make airplanes or AVs, I guess, is signaling. Anytime there's a branch or like an intersection, I try to run signals, but the signals have to be placed like relatively close to where the track is. And then whenever I stop holding these, it's still in the air. So if anybody knows a fix for that, I would love to not have these like random little squares all over my city. That would be great. But I've tried to place them in as few places as possible so that we just don't have that issue. And it's time to take our maiden voyage flight on AV1. I also kind of showcased this a little bit when we were doing our time lapse, but I also hooked these guys up to power through the little landing platform down here below. Essentially, I have a shaft separating here and going up for both landing spots, and that runs straight up into one of the feet that sits on top of the platform. And it just looks like this whenever there's no AV sitting here. So I can punch a button from the outside and it opens up both doors on both sides. I can then have a seat, go ahead and click the lectern back here if it'll let me. Just kidding. I can then press W on that lectern and it'll close the doors, because there's a redstone link right here. I could also throw out a button, but I also wanted this to be like remotely accessible. And the last thing we're gonna need to hook up is a way to assemble this train as a train in order for it to actually take off. Because currently right now, these blocks are placed in the world. So for that, we're gonna pop down below here, and we're gonna need to set up a little bit of automation. We're going to need a deployer to poke the train station with a wrench, which with the Steam and Rails add-on, it allows that to assemble and disassemble the trains automatically, which means I'm gonna need a bunch of wrenches, a bunch of deployers, and I think I'm just gonna grab my IO toolbox, which is the one that I use to route power everywhere, and I'll bring that with me, because I think I'm a little bit outside the range of the toolboxes whenever I'm out there at the platforms. Also, I'm gonna do a quick little restock. Now, if I grab out some comparators, I believe once this train is assembled, I can create the new train. It's got one bogie. I can assemble that same train, and oh, wait, nope, crap. The doors are open. I should now be able to assemble the train. We'll name this one AV1, and we'll name this station AV1 Landing, or maybe I should also say AV1 MNRC Landing. And whenever there's a train in this station, I believe I can take a comparator, angle it outward, and it's gonna give off a redstone signal. I should be able to set up my deployer here, give this a pulse repeater, invert that signal, give this a solid block, and a couple pieces of redstone dust. And after giving this a little bit of power, I should have a way to detect whenever the train is there and have this always powering the deployer, which means it won't actually poke this guy. And I'm now realizing that the deployer it's not even going to poke this guy. What am I doing? But, you know, I'm on the right track. I'm figuring it out. Okay, I spent a few minutes to try and work out this system. I need a deployer with a wrench to disassemble the train by poking the train station. Kind of already covered that. When the train arrives, it's going to start outputting the signal out of the redstone comparator here, and I want to take that signal and I want to make 2 different pulses. I do 1 pulse on a pulse repeater, and this essentially is like a 1-block monostable circuit, meaning it takes a long pulse, like what's coming out of our comparator right here, and it shortens it into a single redstone tick. And the pulse extender does essentially the same thing, except I can say I wanted it to wait 20 seconds before it sends out that 1-tick pulse. So it's going to travel along this redstone line, and then it's going to get to here where I have inverted the signal, and it's always powering this deployer, meaning it's always disabled unless it receives a redstone signal. So when it first arrives at the station, it's going to send that 1-tick pulse essentially immediately, which will tell the deployer to go ahead and disassemble the train. And then after 20 seconds, which I'll probably actually dial this in, it'll probably be more like 30 or 45 seconds. But for now, so I'm not standing here and waiting whenever the train's doing its thing, I'll have it at like 10 seconds. After 10 seconds, it'll go back around, and then it'll tell the deployer to reassemble the train, which will simulate an amount of time that the player might need to open the doors and get inside, which I can also automate with the redstone link that I have inside this thing. And I've also just set up a schedule where we can dictate where we want the train to go automatically. Over here in the city, I've actually set up a new train station way over here on the mountain over here. And this is the thing that I like about the train stations that the signals don't do. Whenever I'm not holding the train track, you can't see the train station anymore. Up here on the top of this hill, I've set up a train station that we can send the AVs to. And on the schedule, I can dictate that I want it to wait here for no time at all. I don't really want it to stop, but I don't have a way to alter that at the moment. So it'll immediately send it on to this location once it's assembled and it's met the time parameters on the schedule. And then it'll make its way back around the train track, back over here to our hidden station underneath our first AV landing platform that I have now named AV MNRC 1. This is where AV 1 is going to be landing because it's the AV line, it's at the Monarch facility, and it's the first parking spot, which is what I've dictated here. I want it to wait for probably 8-ish seconds. I don't really know how that's going to get interrupted once this guy ejects the train schedule. Train schedule I think it should sit on top of the train station here. I don't really know what's going to happen, and it's time to test that right now. By going up to here, I have this trap door that I have here right in the side. If I need to actually move this myself without opening the doors, I have this trap door here, and I can reach inside and I can give that guy this train schedule. I hope this doesn't mess stuff up. It needs to sit in front of a control block. I thought I could just sit beside a control block. I didn't. Heck! Okay. So then, don't reassemble the train. Wait, why did it reassemble? Why did you get a pulse? Because it's turned off. Oh no. Does that mean I need a monostable after the comparator too? Friggin' heck! Okay, well, let me just break this temporarily so that when it sends that signal out, it won't. Yeah. It's time to do a bit of remodeling here. I think right in front of this guy, I have an empty space, so that helps with this. If I put the train controls right there, he should never need to go backward. So I'm hoping if I just do this, no harm, no foul, maybe? Yes. Okay. So if I give you this now, no suitable path to the next destination could be found. Why not? Is it because the signals are messed up? No. Why would you be facing the wrong way? Yes. Just put you over there somewhere. Still no suitable location. Why do I have a linked controller? Where did this come from? Oh no. We're duplicating linked controllers. Why is that? Why? Oh no. There appears to be a bug. Okay, well, those can just despawn, I guess. This is all going the right way. There's no signal after the split. Is it that? No, it's too far from the track. All right, well, temporarily, until I can find a better solution for this. What do you mean? Okay, so that signal goes to there, and then this what? What do you mean? Why would it turn like that? Huh? Why would it be sideways? That doesn't make sense. Okay. Still hasn't left the station. The station is facing the correct direction. There's no other intersections. All of this should be signaled the right way. This signal here should also be facing the right direction. It is. And then I suppose I can signal all of these to make sure they're all going the right way. Well, that's signaled right there. Wait, what? Okay, that one's signaled. That one's signaled. That one's signaled. That one's signaled. This one's signaled. So then What do you mean there's no suitable destination? Heck! Ladies and gentlemen, and anyone in between, we figured it out. And I did it all on my own. I definitely didn't need help from... I'm coming.
Alright, where are we going?
I don't know. I don't really know what the problem is.
Well, first of all, let's see. This doesn't seem like it's connected to anything.
What do you mean? Oh, if I...
This... Yeah, see, it's just blinking.
Oh. Ah. Okay. Oh, that was bound
so
to
the
something.
train goes back this way. No, it was just blinking.
Well, it had like a
and
little
now
arrow.
it reads red. It's reading a train on the track, which is
where the first one should be.
That one
AV1
right
is assembled.
Okay, so what I would recommend is going behind that train and putting one on the back end of that station, so a train parking there doesn't reserve this entire track.
Okay.
I think I've said this before, but train stations basically just read ahead, and if there's a train track there, or if there's a train parked there, it'll say, hey, you can't go there because there's a train there. And so if that signal says there's a train in the block, then no train will be able to go because there's a train in the block.
Why is this signaling the wrong way? It's facing backward. Like what?
No, it's not.
It's facing backward for me.
Because it's facing the right way for me.
Nope, facing the wrong way.
No, but it's reading the train exists, so it's definitely facing the right way, regardless of what the arrow says. Like, on the server side, even though the client side is messed up. That seems like it's correct.
Mm-hmm.
Jump in, why? Let's go see the rest. I like this. This is sweet.
Yeah, little cargo things. Pretty fun. I like them.
Yeah, how is this working?
It's just an elevator that just sits down below.
Yeah, it's an elevator underground. I see.
Actually, I don't think I've shown this in my episode. I think I just talked about it. Crap.
Cool. No, I wanted to do the same thing for the elevator in the power plant, actually. You should now be able to try to send this guy back.
Okay. Go. Nope.
Have you tried moving the train manually?
No, but I guess I can do that. Can I please get inside?
Oh, there's an inside?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there totally is an inside.
Yeah, you wanna hop in? I can sit in this chair over here. Or that. That works. Okay, ready? Off we go.
I guess I am.
Oh, I'm missing the back blocks. No! Oh, it's fine.
It's okay, we can come back for him. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, but this should just...
And how about now? How about now we give it the thing? How about now? I just...
Nope. I like how without the bogey, it also doesn't make any sound. We're flying. We're in an AV. It's happening. It's for real. Once this works, this is going to be so cool.
If this works.
Once this works, this is going to be so cool. Manifest with me, K-Saw. Okay, and I can approach the station.
This will be so cool if it works.
We've arrived.
Can you press spacebar to approach?
Yep. And if you want to give the thing to the thing, I want to see what happens.
No, that's... I'm in free cam now. I'm in F5 mode now. There we are. No, that's a train track. There we go.
Information about a train AV1. No suitable path to the next scheduled destination can be found.
Okay. How about this? We back up like it a little bit.
Now controlling AV1.
And now we go to CS1.
Okay.
Oh, it moved.
It approached. It stopped. No suitable path to the next scheduled destination can be found. You're kidding!
Okay, no. So this is a good thing then. This means that the path from here to there is broken. It can't go back home, but it can come up to here. So it's trying to go to Monarch first, but it was already at Monarch and didn't know that. So how about this? We start driving forward and we'll see what happens.
Okay.
Stop.
I'm stopping.
Stop.
I stopped.
No, go back.
Okay, going back.
This signal right here is pointing to the left.
I think that's just a visual bug, but I can go change it really quickly.
Yeah, you can just fly
Goodbye.
out, maybe. Goodbye.
Oh! Ha.
Is this one of the underground ones?
No, it's in the tower. Okay. Successfully bound to targeted track.
This looks so cool. Like just the view of standing next to the tower and you can see the train in the background.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Right.
I'm gonna give it back.
Nope.
And you're sure there's no signals in the back here?
There shouldn't be, I don't think. That would probably help the situation, but it shouldn't hinder it. Let me hop out before you pull in, and I want to check the station. Okay. The station is facing the right direction, but...
Well, guy, I hate to break it to you, but I don't get the space bar to pull up to the station.
Oh, for real? Okay, let me just copy the name
So
really quick and replace it. Break you. Boop.
Oh, and there it is.
I've renamed it.
Currently parked at... Yep. You ready?
It didn't say it can't do it. It's just waiting.
Yeah, so it should just stick around for 8 seconds and then try and leave. Yeah, there it is.
Oh my god.
It's happening.
Please!
We're doing it. We're doing the thing.
I'm not holding the rails
flying.
this time because
Yeah, me
now it
either.
looks like a real AV. It's
I'm gonna
real.
start a replay recording.
All the junk that's in the freaking sky, though, that's gonna drive me nuts.
Look at it. Oh wow.
It's going.
Okay. There
Turn
you go.
the
All you had to
shaders.
do was like shimmy it around.
Oh my god, the lag. What the frick?
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
This is sick. Actually, I
Shaders.
love this.
This is so cool. Okay, so now that you're here, and I think I've already ran this by you, but the M that I haven't yet spoken about in my episode, the M on the side of the AV is actually a butterfly wing. It
I
doesn't
know.
look like it yet.
It doesn't look like one, but I can see
It will.
Looks like a
I have
monarch
another
butterfly.
logo that I'm going to put up today. We're going to do one final build. There's one final build, and we're going to finally put up like a real monarch logo, which I've been waiting to do for a really long time. And you will see the inspiration for this little miniaturized logo. Also, how good are the
Mine's been
freaking
just
one-way windows out the sides? You can see out, but you can't see back in. How cool is that?
Oh, is that from the display mod or something?
Macaw's has a glass thing. Is from
That's crazy.
Macaw's windows. It's so cool.
I didn't know that was a thing.
So, and it's actually on the front too, so you can kind of see out the sides. I couldn't do it in copycats, but you can see out like kind of out the front side there, like right in front of the trapdoor.
Yep, and this should pull in and wait for 8 seconds, and this should be enough time for us to step out. Oh, I just got left behind. Perfect.
But it's working, and that's what's important. I did just
Ooh.
re-invert the pulse extender here. I don't know why that was inverted. I don't remember clicking that, but I'm wondering
Well, it's
now if
fine.
that's
We'll
why it
see
didn't
what happens.
disassemble. Okay. It does pulse. Okay, and then it should, yeah, it disassembles. Okay, cool. Why is that
Sick.
still on?
10 seconds, bro.
Oh, wait, I'm stupid. I need this to be a pulse repeater then. I'm stupid. So then, I think that kind of got messed up, so we're going to simulate another pulse. Is it? Yeah, it's still... Oh, you didn't have to do that. You could just press the button. But yes. Driver has gone missing. What does that mean? Oh, a new driver has been found. Okay.
Interesting.
Oh,
Okay,
and
no,
then the
that's-
freaking linked controller duplicates and then it drops on the ground whenever it flies away. The driver has gone missing. It's just going to take a second, I guess.
But then it's like, oh, wait, I have a
it's
blaze
so
burner.
lovely. It's so
It's
lovely.
great.
And I have just finished spinning up a schematic for a brand new build over here at the Monarch facility. And I gathered up all the materials that we're going to need to get it projected into the world. So without any further ado, let's do one quick little last time lapse for this episode. Let's go. And now we have an actual air traffic control tower here at the base. We can't have these things flying all around the place with at least someone directing where they're supposed to be going. And with our AVs now functioning, we have a reason for this to actually exist. God, I absolutely love this. This is so cool. And this is something I need your feedback on. Obviously, on the sides of my AVs, I have an orange logo, which is how I designed this originally to be, but the orange doesn't really feel evil enough, and so I decided to throw red on this thing here. However, if I also have a version of this in an orange color, which I feel like kind of fits the butterfly wing a little bit better. And this is what I briefly mentioned before. The butterfly wing that's on the side of the AVs is literally meant to be a miniaturized version of this, but I want your feedback. Do we go with the red logo because, you know, evil corporation, or do we go with the orange one because it fits the butterfly wing a little bit better? Obviously, it'll be super easy for me to actually replace that whenever we get our decision, if you guys want it to be orange, but I need you guys to tell me down in the comments, do we do orange or do we do red? Either way, I think that's a really brilliant place to leave it. We have a ton of new AVs over here at the base, and a functioning AV transit system that flies all around the city, or at least where the city will be, and a brand new air traffic control tower. It's beautiful. This place is finally becoming the animated, wondrous city that I want it to become. But I appreciate you so much for watching. If you liked the video, like it, and if you want to subscribe, you should do it. And I'll see you in the next one. See ya.